Good behavior and respect to elders prolongs life. Thanks for joining us in this program, Vivid View. To God be the glory. I am your host, Ehiliz. Vivid View.
Say and do it.
Civilization and modernization has drastically reduced our moral values, especially among the young people. Youthful etiquette and leadership core value is the topic for today's discussion. We'll take a break shortly, and when we return, the guests will be introduced. Don't go away, please. Vivid View.
Say and
do it. Welcome back. In case you're just joining us, the topic has been introduced as youthful etiquette and leadership core value. And with me in the studio today to handle this topic is a known face because he has been here before. He's a management consultant. Let's make welcome Mr. Austin Edinong.
Vivid View.
Say and do it. Before discussion proper, please follow us on our social media handles are displayed on the screen. Welcome again, Mr. Austin.
Thank you.
Okay. So may we have your general perspective on this topic?
Youthful etiquette and leadership core value is an interesting topic and quite broad. It's a topic that when I was asked to speak about it, got me thinking because every society, every home, anywhere we go to, it cut across all firsts of human endeavors. Both in our home, both in our schools, both in the social media, there are different etiquettes that apply to different settings. And this is a topic that if anybody must rise, you must have the right core values and you must have the right etiquette. We are created as social beings, and because we're a social being, we must have the right perspective on how we relate with people, both anywhere we meet with them.
That's it.
An absence of etiquette then means perhaps we will become uncivil, and that would lead to a lot of things. However, the society today, the youth particularly, are under immense pressure that have made them lose a sense of moral etiquette.
Well, thank you so much for that brief introduction. What are the influence of discourtesy in youths in relation to good conduct and leadership?
Look, let me start from how a child grew up. How a child grew up.
So that they could understand
because most
better.
of these values are gotten from home.
Charity begins at home, they say.
How they say charity begins at home.
Yeah.
When a child is born, a child grows up at a point where he or she does not know anything. It grows up to begin to learn what the parent does, how the parents, the mother, the siblings, those he has met behave. And there he begins to get all of this. At a certain point, he now gets to school. When he gets to school, he now mixes up with another set of people also who are also from different homes. Mm-hmm. Together now, they bring different values to form an ecosystem of values. Now, if these ecosystems of values are not proper, what happens? They take it to the next level, where they graduate there and now join the university, where they meet another systems of what? Values again, and form a more larger ecosystem. They graduate from there, they now move to the corporate world. Mm-hmm. Now meet another systems of what? Different etiquette and core values. They now form a more larger ecosystems of values and etiquette. Then the summary of it is, along the line, the youth or the child have learned values that are either positive or destructive.
Negative, yeah.
And this now becomes what the society is known as. This now becomes what the youths they now begin to live. In our part of the world, youths are under pressure. Peer pressure. You want to make it fast. They compromise their values. Youths of nowadays, politeness is not there because the child never grew up to understand that it is good to be polite. The child never grew up to understand that it is good for you to give a way of right to someone. The child never grew up to understand that, look, when someone does good to you, you should say thank you.
Yeah.
You should appreciate. The child, because the society itself is putting the child, and what he's reading in textbook is different from what is being done or exhibited by the leaders they look forward to. So what do you expect? You find a society where there's chaos, there's crisis, there's trouble. And to even compound the whole thing, most parents buy examination question for their kids. They cheat, they facilitate the cheating by giving them money for the child to have his way. And what do you expect the child to become afterward? My dad have done it. Most of our kids today, they watch a so-called role model fight in the National Assembly. They watch a so-called role model they look forward to, cut corners to get money. And we live in a society where we respect what you have, not what you are.
Too sad. And it's too sad.
Yeah, so we respect. It doesn't matter how you get it. But once you get it, I celebrate you. What that means, I can compromise my values. I can compromise my moral etiquette just to make sure I make it. And when I make it, the society celebrates you. But that is wrong.
Very,
No
very
society is built on that. No society, with that foundation at the base of the society, there will be a problem. So all of this together put a pressure on our youths because they want to meet up. Our youth, okay, I don't want to be left behind. Leaving them behind appears as if, oh, I've lost it. Why should I? My mates have gotten this. I must also get it.
So if you can't beat them, you join them.
If you can't beat them, join them. Exactly. Well said. Well said. If you cannot beat them,
You join them.
let me join them. Let me join the crowd. But forgetting that, the fact that Mr. A is ahead does not mean that you that is doing the right thing and coming, you will not catch up. There is one thing that sustains anyone at the top. It's values, character, and the right etiquette. When you don't have it, you lose it all.
Thank you so much for that answer you provided. When you were saying, you mentioned about parents, that charity begins at home. And I must tell you that some of the things our youths are doing, because I always say here that parents are the first mentor to their children.
Absolutely.
We are the one first to influence our children, whether positively or negatively. And so where a parent does not also believe that I could greet him next door neighbor, a parent just mind your business. If he passes you 10 times, he goes and his face is just up. He doesn't even care whether anybody is around, whether you're junior to him or her, it doesn't matter. Where you go to an office in an elevator, you will be in the same elevator with some youth, they will just be looking at you. And of course, I have a way of doing it. I'll just greet you to intimidate you. Good afternoon. You see, oh, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Why must you wait for elder to greet you first?
Yeah.
So, because our children didn't learn this from some of our parents, not all anyway, they don't feel that there's nothing. And this world now, like I started, modernization and civilization, operation mind your business. That's what they know. So what's your business then? They can't even correct. If you correct, you become an issue.
Absolutely.
Either the child, the youth concerned will give you insult of your life without minding that you might even be older than his direct parents.
Yeah.
So these are things, but these things are not right, as we said. They're not right. You want to join your mates, want to do what your mates are doing. But character is what will take you to somewhere. It can only be delayed. Do the right thing. It's only little delay. And you see, get where and much better, and even last longer. Many people want to make it now. They enter into cults, enter into secret societies that short-live their lives. Only 30 years you will live. This way you want now for these 22 years, 20 years. You live only 30 years. 30 years you die. I say, I don't mind. Let me enjoy for the 8 years. That is stupidity. So we are having all these things around us. You know, youth selling their friends, you know, to kidnap. They'll set you up. They do so many things. Just they want money. These things will short-live. It not take you anywhere. We came to this world empty, and empty we must go back to the owner, whether you like it or not.
Absolutely.
You believe it or not.
Yeah.
One day, you also leave this planet Earth.
Oh, absolutely.
So let us behave well. Take a break now. Vivid View.
Say and do it.
Welcome back. We're still discussing youthful etiquette and leadership core values. This takes me to the next question. Are there some etiquette and core values, principles to adhere to by our youths? Especially because we are dealing with the youths now.
Yeah, absolutely. There are different kinds of core values. There are different types of etiquette that are globally accepted. that morally accepted, that in this society you go to, that is accepted everywhere. I want to start first of all by looking at some of the etiquette that are generally accepted. A youth must learn to be polite. Must learn to be polite. A youth must learn to have empathy.
Empathy, yes.
Yeah, empathy is the foundation of etiquette. Empathy is putting yourself in the position
Of the other person.
of the other person, trying to feel how the other person feels. You must learn as a youth not to return rudeness for rudeness. But that is what our culture preaches. No. We must learn that someone is rude to you doesn't mean you should also reciprocate with rudeness. Rather, you should choose to be polite. You should choose to be respectful. You should choose to be nice to the person. As you're doing, you're only telling the person, I am more mature than you.
That is it. You're not a coward by doing that. No way.
Returning root for root means you are condescending to where the person is.
To that person's level.
To that person's level. But that is what is obtainable. At times when I drive around the city and someone will ask for a way of right, can you allow me to come with a pointer? Instead of me accelerating, I slow down and allow the person to come. Some minutes after, and you see someone, when you give a pointer, the person will accelerate. At times I wind down and I tell them, have you taken the road to your house? The road you are accelerating, the road is still there. And we, both of us are going to the... So we must learn to be polite. We must learn to be respectful. We must learn to be kind. Then, like I said, there are many core values and etiquette. You must learn etiquette of dining. The etiquette of dining, that when you go to a party, you are invited. You sit on the table. There are different meals that are being served. You must learn each of them. You must learn how to sit and how to eat on the table. There are social etiquette. There are marriage etiquette that you need to learn when you get married. You don't need to be rude. You don't read things on the social media. You must learn also to see how to respect, as part of your etiquette and upbringing, how to respect the elders, whether it's your dad or not your dad. It is expected, whether the person is married, whether it's your wife or it's not your wife, or if you meet a lady on a way, you step aside and allow her go. You either open the gate for her to go, or your sister come down the staircase. But our society does not show that.
You don't.
We wait. I say, no, I'm not going to help her, and all of that. Those are some of the basic etiquette. There are a lot of it. Etiquette is a broad subject. That anybody who is serious about it, you can sit down and learn about it. Then for core values, I'll just give about 5 core values. Integrity. It's a currency that when you have it, you have all. Integrity is a currency you can take to the market. When you say it, you do it. There was an organization that I worked before in the course of my career. If you go to the organization, the MD called me Mr. Integrity. You walk into my office, you tell me this person said this. I say, please, can you just hold on? I will invite the person. If you cannot repeat what you're telling me in the front of the person, then it's not worth discussion.
Exactly. Are you a liar?
So youths must learn to walk by their words. Go by your word. When I say A, let it be A, irrespective of the consequences. Over time, it will make way for you. Over time, that currency will open doors for you. Honesty and transparency is another value. Be honest. Be honest. I tell my kid, irrespective of whatever thing you do, once I ask you, tell me that I did it.
Or that
and they know.
I did not do it, and you know.
I know. And they know I will not. Once you tell me I did it, that is all. And when you take this, it takes you up the ladder. Organization, the corporate world, are looking for people who have honesty, they are transparent, and they have integrity. When you have these 3 values, I can tell you anyway, they will speak for you. And be disciplined. Be disciplined. Be disciplined. Every everything valuable, there is a price. And only those that pay the price of dedication, hard work, that gets it. Nothing comes cheap on a platter of gold. There is a price to be paid. An Iroko tree that you see standing and withstand the storm must have sent his root down. Values are like roots you send down that sustain you. When the challenges of life come, you'll be able to stand.
As a matter of fact, there are many, etiquette, as you mentioned, the very ways. Do you know keeping to your promise is one of the etiquette? Yeah. You promise something, you keep to it.
Yeah.
But now, no, I'm coming. The person is already going. But he said, I'm coming. So there are many things. Like you mentioned empathy. You say treat others the way you want others to treat you. If we are practicing this, I tell you, there will be no problem in Nigeria. In fact, the entire world, there will be no problem. But we don't even think about that at all. Sometimes we are so selfish, only ourselves, that we know. And so what happened to the other person, you're your own. It's not supposed to be. That's why we're saying it. Because they use particularly the people replacing us. I always say it. I'm already marching towards my grave. TB Joshua that died, I'm older than him by age. But he's gone. He's a big man taking care of others, feeling for others. But he's gone. So when you remember this, you do things well.
Yeah,
do things well. It's a very short place. This is a short place. So please, that's why I'm teaching you this, youths. You have a long way. You have a longer way than us now to live. So change your world by these etiquettes. Do the right thing at the right time. We all know the right thing to be done. Thank you. Take a break now. Vivid view.
Say and do it.
Welcome back. Still discussing youthful etiquette and leadership core values. This takes me to another question. Could there be factors that promote moral decadence among youths?
Yeah, there are many of them, but I will just narrow down to a few, as time will permit me. The very first one that promotes moral decadence among youth has to do with peer pressure.
Peer pressure.
Peer pressure. The tendency of I want to be like Benga. I want to be like Maria. Maria, I've done this. Benga, I've done this, so I must also do it. I want to be. And in the process of trying to be, I want to be.